Hello, hello. Is this going to be one of those days where it doesn't go right? I don't know why I opened it up because I'm not going to use it. It looks like I'm sitting. Hello. Hello, hello. I have to switch my thing over. Um, so we have to talk about that. We have to talk about that. Hey, carry me through. How are you? Oh, come on. I love seeing myself, but countless versions of that character are driving me cuckoo. Oh, that's better. This is going to be a. It's going to be an interesting live. Hello, Roger. Wow, I have 3 subscribers on at the same time. Woohoo! It's been a while. I feel like. I am scriptless for the first time in a very long time. Also had a nap, a really, really short nap. So, yeah. Um, tonight's live. I don't have any script, so we're going off the script on this one. I don't know what that means other than chaos, probably. But we're going to talk about the do's, the don'ts, the maybes about compost. I am still wondering about water hyacinth. I'm thinking I have like a month's worth of videos already made up. Or I should say a month's worth of videos lined up, not made up. So, yeah. You know what I really miss? For the longest time, I had a pen pal. Just somebody that I messaged back and forth for like the longest time. And all of a sudden, they just vanished out of the blue. And as much as I interact with you guys, I like meeting new people because I like to write and I like to talk, which is really dangerous if you get me on the phone and you get me talking, especially about something I like, because I will go into technobabble. Oh, man. I can't even tell you how many subscribers are subscribed to us. I have no idea who they are. And I feel so bad because I go into other people's lives and they have people that have been on from the very beginning of time. And the only person I can say for any certainty has been with me since the beginning of the time is carrying me through. Hiya, Baragon Productions. So I guess we should get into the topic for tonight, which is compost. Hi, Helen. I think you're a new face. Thank you, D-Man 9FP. Thank you. Not a problem. Welcome, Helen. Welcome. Helen, is it Sneed? I'm really bad with names, guys. If you know nothing else about me, know that. So, we have talked. I don't think so. I don't know. I have no idea. To be honest. So some do's and some don'ts. If you're going to start composting, this is something that you need to know. You need to know that in no time should you ever add animal products into your compost. Compost should not be anything related to meat scraps, bones, grease, whole eggs, or dairy products. And here is why. It's going to smell really bad. They decompose slowly, and you're going to get rodents. You're going to get visitors to your compost bin. So probably not a good idea. Do not add animal feces or cat litter to your compost. Because diseases and filthiness. If you are going to have your compost, do not put seeds. If you put plants that have seeds on it into your compost, chances are really good, that you're not going to kill the seeds, and you're not going to get rid of diseases. So if you think that your plant has a disease, do not put those materials into your compost bin. Reason being, if the inside temperature of your compost bin doesn't reach 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Fahrenheit, you're not going to kill the seeds, and you're not going to kill off the bad organisms causing disease. Second, compost is a supplement. It does not get rid of fertilizer if you need it. think of compost being a slow release. If you want your plants to get that fertilizer right away, you need to put on compost. Absolutely. If you put seeds into your compost, it will grow plants right away. Next. What do you mean, huh? Guys, when you say, huh? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, what can you put into your compost? Really good question. You can put grass clippings, leaves, straw, hay, sawdust, finely chopped or shredded tree and shrub prunings. Anything that comes out of your kitchen except for animal products. Okay? You're going to build your compost. You want a layer of about 6 to 8 inches of your plant material, right? And then on top of that, yeah, but if you want to grow your plants quick and fast, because there's those nutrients in there, you put seeds in your compost, it's going to grow. As long as it doesn't get too hot. I've seen it with my dad. Think of your compost like a sandwich. You want dirt, a layer, 6 to 8 inches of whatever you want to decompose, plant matter, and then either an inch of soil or an inch of already made compost. It will not decompose if it doesn't have the bacteria correctly. We talk a lot in composting about brown material and green material. The green material provides nitrogen. The brown adds carbon. Right. And then you want to, both of those things, both the compost and the nitrogen, both the carbon and the nitrogen are very important for the microbes to start breaking down your compost. If you have really large items, I just love when people do that. If you have really large items to put into your compost, you want to make it smaller. You don't want great big chunks. It's like if you're going to make a soup or a stew, you want your food items to be all the same size. And compost, smaller is better. Add food scraps from produce. I don't know if you guys have seen this. You buy potatoes from the store and you cut into them and they have brown, those like brown portions of the potato that are brown once you cut into it. Those potatoes are sick. do not put those potatoes, scraps, or anything into your compost. That is a sickness, and if you put that into your compost and you grow potatoes, it can spread to the other potatoes, so don't do that. You can also put, if you drink coffee, you can put your coffee grounds into your compost. And now listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. You can put eggshells into your garden or into your compost, but not a whole egg. And you want to wash really gently your eggshells, get rid of those whites, break them up, put them into your compost. Every once in a while, you want to turn your compost bin. That gets air into your compost. If it has not rained in a while, no, don't do whole eggs because that brings in animals. And it's going to get really stinky. So you want to take the egg and break it up. And then put that into your compost. If a month goes by or a week goes by and you don't have rain on your compost pile, spray it. You don't want it soggy. You want it damp. It's going to take at least 2 to 4 months if you're turning your compost periodically for all the material to decompose. Otherwise, it can take up to 6 months. But it is important, if you make compost, to use your compost. So, I think now in some cases, yeah, if you don't have the room for that, but you still want a garden, a lot of communities do compost. If you live near a major zoo, contact them. Now this is different. This is very different. Some zoos do compost their animal manure, and that is perfectly okay to use on your garden. But you need to know that it is herbivore poo, not carnivore poo. That would not be good. Kansas City Zoo does sell their product. You can buy, and that's a good idea because, ew. Um, you can buy it at the zoo for $40 or $15 at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. You cannot just show up at their zoo and say, hey, I want compost. You have to make an appointment. The Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle also does it. The Riverbank Zoo in, I think it's South Carolina, they do it. Dallas Zoo does it. So there are zoos in the United States that do where you can do your zoo animal poo if that's something you want for your garden. You can get that. But compost fits into the whole recycling thing, because if you put the stuff into a bag, your garbage, right, and you put it into your garbage can in a bag and you throw it away, there's no air getting into that bag, so it's not going to decompose. Yeah, you can. But I feel like when you buy it at a store, you're also buying the name brand. And you might still be buying the name brand at the zoo. So it's like everything, shop around. And not every zoo does it. So we have a pail that sits in our kitchen, and all of our scraps goes into it, except for the potatoes when they have signs of disease. And that's important because my dad grows potatoes. And so you don't want disease getting to your potatoes. Yeah, I really don't want to eat E. coli or drink E. coli with my water. That just ruins it for me. I started. That is true. That is true. Talking about plants and gardens, I saw a really quick news blurb about nanoplastics in vegetables. My dad goes to Menards and gets stuff, mostly potting soil, because he will add compost and stuff to it. So that is what I have. Next week, what is my lineup for next week? I have no idea. And trust me, I do look periodically. Oh, man. Okay, so a zoo to do tomorrow. Yeah, Dad does his. All of Dad's garden is done in buckets, basically containers. Nothing is planted directly in the ground. So, fertilizer and compost are really important. Okay. Didn't, well, we don't have a river close enough to us for it to really be an issue. Now, definitely if I lived closer to the river, I would figure out some other way. And I suppose even here we have a high water table. If you dig far enough down into our yard, you will hit water. So I guess there is reason to be careful. So the way we have three major streets in the area, actually more than three, and each one of these major streets was at one time lakefront property. It's a river. As far as I know, it's a river. So, yeah, it is a river that connects to the Calumet River system and to Lake Michigan. So its watershed, well, yeah. Yep. People that live in Gary and other areas are in the watershed. So, well, there are creeks and then there are rivers. And Calumet River is a river. It has drainage. Um, yeah. Now I'm not saying that it potentially hasn't been uh messed with. That we haven't bent the river up in places, but cranes are awesome. I was very, very fortunate one year. Very, very fortunate to be able to to go out west one year. And I got to see the sandhill cranes coming into the area along the Platte River. That was amazing. And for me, that was a once in a lifetime opportunity that I almost missed. You do sometimes. I haven't seen them on the ground in the area, but I know people who have. But the great blues, they're everywhere. The Platte is amazing. The little bit that I've seen. I had been over some really big rivers, the Mississippi, the Missouri. I haven't been on it, but I had been over it. I've been on the road over it. I've been on the banks of the Mississippi. Trying to think if I've been. What the heck? I don't know. I haven't been. I want to say I've been over the Missouri. I've been up over the Mississippi in Minnesota. That was really cool. And I've seen the Wabash and the Illinois. Trying to think. What's the river? The Kankakee, which is a wild river in and of itself. The Fox River? Yeah. No, thank you. So I have crossed the Mississippi River, the Illinois River, the Missouri River, the Platte River, the Green River. I don't know about the. Yeah, the Cedar River, which Des Plaines River in Illinois. Yeah, Humboldt River, Truckee River. It's just interesting. Rivers. The Mississippi is busy. That's why I've never understood why we build on a floodplain. Never understood that. You know it's a floodplain, and yet you're going to build your house on that floodplain. If I was an insurance company, I would not give somebody insurance. I wouldn't do it. A mix of all three, I think. It may be really great for farmland, but that has never worked out really well for humankind. I've even been next to Reelfoot Lake. That place is crazy. Beautiful, but crazy. Reelfoot Lake is in Tennessee. And it basically was created, not saying there wasn't wetland there before, but it was created between 1811 and 1812. And basically what it is, the big earthquake that happened, that those New Madrid earthquakes that happened 1811 to 1812, they formed that lake. It literally made the Mississippi River flow backwards, filled this basin. The lake is 15,000 acres. It's about 20 miles long and 7 miles wide, with an average depth of about 5.5 feet. Which means I could drown in it. Panfish, I don't know. I don't know what all is there. Fish-wise, bald eagles, peregrine falcons, and more than 270 bird species. I was there, I never saw that. There is a really neat nature center area, and they had eastern coral snake, if I remember right, which I thought was too far up. But they had cottonmouth, they had copperhead, and I think it was a timber rattler. I don't know. I love when I start typing. Well, it says yes. Black crappie, white crappie, largemouth bass, flathead catfish, channel catfish, 3 species of bullhead, warmouth, whatever that is, green sunfish, spotted sunfish, bluegill, long ear, orange spotted, pumpkin seed, red ear, white bass, yellow bass, freshwater drum, paddlefish, bowfin, 3 species of gar, 3 species of buffalo, common carp, and chain pickerel. I'm guessing Nature centers are cool. They had both in. Yeah. I have only in my day only seen one bowfin. So many people I talk to call it a garbage fish. Yeah, I think it croaks or something when caught. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Yeah, I agree. The lake close to my house has pike. Well, the only thing that catfish, maybe garbage fish, is their bottom feeders. But I don't know. I've seen some really big catfish. And if you got somebody that knows how to make it, it's good eating. My dad knows a lady or knew a lady who could cook carp and it would come out tasting beautiful. And carp's another potential bottom feeder. My dad's dad used to do turtle. From what I hear, I've never had it. At least not that I know of. I guess they would catch snapper and eat it. I've heard that. I've never had alligator. My brother has. He's had bison and elk. I have had buffalo jerky. And I can tell you, man, buffalo jerky is good. And probably the best jerky I've ever had. I had a phone number, and I don't know who it was from. Somebody texted me and asked me if I would go hiking with them the next time they were in Indiana. And I'm thinking, I have no idea who this person is. And me passing up a chance to go hiking, I was so sad. I was sad. But like, if I don't know you, you think we're gonna meet up and go hiking? Yeah, no. I have a message. Well, guys, I'm going to give us another 2 minutes and then I'm going to sign off. I really thought that tomorrow's live. Ooh. I knew it was bad. How bad is the water lettuce? I've heard stories from the Chesapeake about the hydrilla. That it dies back. Yeah. And then this week or Saturday is state conference. So I will not, probably won't be home tomorrow. So I don't think tomorrow's lives are going to be happening. Oh, wait, no. 1 o'clock live, yes. But, yeah, we're not doing, not not tomorrow, but the next Saturday. There will not be 1 p.m. Central Time, yes. We will have live. But I was seeing that and panicking. This week we're good. for 1 p.m. Central Time. The following week, there will not be anything. Usually, I would do 2 zoo to-dos. I'm only going to do 1. And I really think the exhibit focus. Okay. That's not why, but good to know. Whoever doesn't like the exhibit focuses, you chatted more than Carry Me Through did, apparently. So, whoever doesn't like the exhibit focus, I actually like them, but I can be a bit of a zoo nerd. And it gives me a chance to learn about other exhibits. If I could snap my finger, if I snap my finger and could teleport there and go live there and do a tour of the exhibit with you, that'd be okay. I just don't know how else or what other ideas, because I don't want to imitate what I'm doing on the other channel. So, and as much as Carry Me Through loves trivia, I don't want to do trivia every single week. But I do want to give people what they want as much as possible. My problem is I get bored with trivia. I don't even want to do it once a month. I'm okay with doing it once every other month. Not me. Although in church, in groups, I can be really quiet. Unless I have to talk. My problem is once I start babbling, which I sometimes do, I sometimes insert foot. I have decided that next year, somehow, I am going to do, I don't know how many fruits I would need. I so badly want to do chalupa fruit jam or jelly. It'd probably be jelly. But my thing is, I want to do it. But then I also know that the birds eat it. And I don't want to take away from them. Right now, the robins are back and they're feeding. They are all over that tree. And I think it's a remnant from when this area used to be a whole lot wetter. But they've been here for as long as I've been here, so I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. I probably will do water hyacinth, but it's gonna be a month before I do it. But it will happen. So I still think I don't know what I need. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.